When the Chassam Sofer Zatzal was a bachur in yeshiva, his friends used to tease him and say, "You daven such a long Shmona Esrei. During the time that you're davening, we could learn an entire daf Gemara." And so he would answer them and he'd say that the Gemara in Brachos says that a person who davens such a long tefillah, so corresponding to the length of their tefillah, Hashem lengthens their life and their days. So the Chassam Sofer said to his friends, he said, "Yes, you were able to learn an extra daf Gemara while I was davening for so long, but because I daven for so long, I'm going to have longer time, longer life in this world to be able to make up for the fact that I missed out on learning that daf Gemara." On our parsha, Chazal tell us that a person who's mashlim their parsha, a person who finishes the parsha, each week that we have an obligation to learn the parsha Shnayim Mikra ve'Echad Targum, to learn the pasuk, each pasuk twice, to say it twice, and to learn a targum, the translation with it. And we learn this out from, or we connect to our parsha from the words of Ve'ele Shemos B'nai Yisrael, and these were the names of B'nai Yisrael, which are the Rashi Tevos, the first letter of each of those words of Ve'ele Shemos B'nai Yisrael, that is V'chayav Adam Lehashlim Parsha. A person is obligated to complete the parsha every week. We have a mitzvah to learn the parsha of the week. So just as the Chassam Sofer said his days will be lengthened by virtue of his davening very long, so too Chazal tell us that a person who finishes the parsha each week with everyone else, with the rest of Klal Yisrael, ma'arichin lo yamav ushnosav, their life is extended, and they don't have to be concerned on what they lost out on during that time they spent learning the parsha. In our times, it is very, very convenient. There are so many ways in which we can learn the parsha every single week. And the Lev Simcha takes it one step further. He says, yes, one shouldn't be concerned about the time one would potentially lose out if they had done something else. One should look at the reward for finishing the parsha each week. So the Lev Simcha says the same thing is true when it comes to the mitzvah of kibbud av va'em, of honoring one's parents. Sometimes the mitzvah of kibbud av va'em takes so much out of us, and it takes so much time away from us. And so the Lev Simcha suggests, he says, just like the pasuk says, kabedes avicha ve'esimecha, to honor your father and your mother, leman yarichun yamecha, so that the days of your life are extended. Don't worry about the time that you lost out honoring your mother and your father, because you will have the orech yamim v'shanim rabos. You'll have all of that time extended on your life if you fulfill that mitzvah. So whether it's the mitzvah of being marich batfila, of davening and making sure we take our time davening, or it's the mitzvah of kibbud av va'em, of honoring our parents, or it's the mitzvah of Shnayim Mikra v'Echad Targum, of learning the parsha each week, when we invest the time, Chazal tell us the time will come back to us and then some, that Hashem sees our investment. We're not losing time, but if anything, in the long run, we are gaining time and that much more in our lives. Thank you for listening, and have a good Shabbos.